Good morning, students. Welcome to ALPHORES e-learning classes. Today we are studying economics first year, unit 7, that is national income analysis. In this national income analysis, we have seen mainly different concepts of national income. Till yesterday we completed main concepts. They are around 10. Out of 10, I told you 5 are very important. Let me repeat them again. I hope you do remember them, because still I want to. And I like to tell you again the differences. GNP at market price. GNP at market price. That is consumption, investment, government expenditure, exports minus imports plus net income from abroad. That makes GNP at market prices. See here, you need to understand GNP at market prices. Means we will take the total products and multiply them with market prices. Then we will get the GNP at market prices. One. Second, GNP at factor cost. GNP at factor cost. Factor cost means whatever we are spending to produce, then certainly there is a difference in between factor cost and market price. Market prices are always higher than the factor cost. So the difference in between market price and factor cost are, you have to remove the indirect taxes from the market price and add the subsidies, then it will be the factor cost. GNP at factor cost. Third, GDP, gross domestic product. The difference between GDP and GNP is, GNP, who produces? Our Indian, wherever he produces, it will be calculated into GNP. Okay, but GDP, it is not who produced is not important. Where it is produced is more important. In India, it has to be produced. Within the territories, domestic territories, it has to be produced. So, from GNP, we will remove net income from abroad. Means C plus I plus G plus X minus M. That makes the GDP. Okay. The difference in between GNP at market prices and GDP is, only difference is net income from abroad. 3. Next we will see net national product at market prices. Simply you take GNP at market prices and remove the depreciation, you will get NNP at market prices. NNP at market prices and NNP at factor cost. You take the NNP at market prices and remove the indirect taxes and add subsidies, then you will get NNP at factor cost. That's the simple thing. We have seen GNP at market prices, GNP at factor cost, GDP, NNP at market price and NNP at factor cost. With this, it is closed. Now, today we are going to study about calculation methods of national income. How do we calculate the national income? Mainly we calculate the national income in 3 levels. One is output method, another is income method, third is expenditure method. There are 3 methods: output, inventory, product or commodity services method. Next one is income method or net income, national income at factor cost. Third one is expenditure method. These are the 3 methods we apply to calculate the national income world over. World over, every country, every economy calculates at 3 levels: output, income and expenditure methods. We will see these 3 after. We will see one after another. Before I start, again let me give you the definition, a simple definition of national income. Market value of all final goods and services. See here, market value of all goods and services put together without duplication is called as national income. So what we do? We do take all the goods and services, multiply them with market values. That put together it becomes national income in a stipulated period of time. That may be 1 year or stipulated period. Okay, with that we will get the national income. Here you have to see we should not calculate the same thing twice. Here let me give you again the same example. If you calculate once cotton, then yarn comes out of cotton, then cloth comes out of yarn, and again ready-made shirt, then you are calculating the same cotton 4 times. So that's why only final goods and services have to be calculated. Only final goods and services have to be calculated. Otherwise, you will be calculating the same thing again and again. So automatically national income will be inflated. To decrease the chances of this inflating or calculating the same thing again and again, we calculate only final goods. But the biggest problem with this final goods is plenty of commodities becomes final good in one production line and becomes raw material to another production line. For example, just now I given you, cotton is a final product in primary sector, but in industrial sector, cotton is going to be the raw material and it makes the yarn. Yarn is going to be the raw material for cloth manufacturer. Cloth is the raw material for ready-made shirts manufacturer. So we will calculate only a ready-made shirt which is ready to be sold in the market. We calculate the market price of that ready-made shirt, not value of cotton. Now you might be having the exact idea how to make it. Now we will see output method is also called as inventory method. Means whatever is produced and kept in the stocks also calculated, inventory method. And product method, output is production, product method, and also called as commodity and service method. Whatever the commodities and services manufactured, they will be calculated under this output method. So these have different names, but the thing is same. What we do, we first have to make a total list of all final goods and services, and each and every good has to be multiplied by their prices, market values, and that makes it total value of output method or inventory method or product method or commodity and service method. Now we will see GNP. This we are going to calculate at market prices, not at factor cost but at market prices. GNP at market prices. See, we took so many different types of quantities, quantity 1, quantity 2, n number, quantity n number, and that we will multiply by their market prices, P1 into Q1. That is, market prices will be multiplied by those commodity quantity. Whatever the quantity of commodity, that will be multiplied by market price. Quantity of second commodity multiplied by its price. In that way, we calculate all the quantities of commodities with their prices, market values, and we add to that net income from abroad. What it is? Net income from abroad. Then you will get the total output method calculation. So we are using 3 methods, but these 3 methods will give, with a little bit of difference, the same amount of national income. Simple. Whatever been produced, that has to be multiplied with the market values. That has to be added by net income from abroad. You know, GNP at market price will goes like the same way. C plus I plus D plus X minus M, exports minus imports plus net income from abroad. Whatever we are producing, they will be exported also. Some commodities comes inside also. Everything will be calculated in this output method. Okay, this is the first method of calculating national income. There are total 3 methods of calculating national income. The first method is output method. Okay, now we will see the second method, income method, or net income at factor cost method. This is only called as national income. Net income at factor cost. Now we will see. Net income at factor cost means what? Market prices, GNP at market prices is always greater than the GNP at factor cost. Why? Because factor cost means whatever been paid to 4 factors of production is factor cost. that when is added by indirect taxes, it will be larger amount. To get net income at factor cost, what we did, just now I reminded you, we removed indirect taxes and we added subsidies, then we will get net income at factor cost. So in income method, we calculate 4 factors returns for contributing the production. You got the exact idea? Whatever being produced, for that producer has to spend the amount on production. That money which is spent by the producer for production is called as cost. Now see, in income method, we are calculating rent for land, wages for labor, interest for capital, profit for organizer. When you put together all these returns of 4 factors of production, then it is called as national income at factor cost. This is also one method of calculating the national income. But here we are not going to include transfer payments in this income method. Even though it is also a source of income. It is also a source of income for 4 factors or people. But this income is not going to be calculated in this method. We won't include transfer payments. So simply transfer payments are not included in this income method. Remember each and every point the day when you have to write MCQs, multiple choice question answers, 40 marks, then you need to remember everything, all these points. Okay, so there are 2 methods we have seen. One is output method, another is income method. This is at market prices, this is at factor cost. Okay, income of 4 factors of production. That's why this is also called as national income at factor cost. This is we are multiplying with market prices. That's why we can call it GNP at market prices. Now we will go to the third method, expenditure method. See, income of someone is expenditure of someone. If I spend my money, it will become income of someone. You are spending your money, your parents of course, as fees, that is going to be the income of this organization. And expenditure of this organization is my income. See, once income turns into someone else's expenditure, then income supposed to be equivalent to the expenditure. 136 crores of people, whatever they are spending, it turns into the expenditure. That expenditure will turn into the income. So these incomes will be supposed to be equivalent to the expenditure of that country. So here we use the method of expenditure method. In the expenditure method, national income will be calculated in this way: expenditure of households, expenditure of firms, expenditure of government plus net exports. Whatever been exported to other countries will be calculated under this. Okay, so here you can see in expenditure method, national income is equal to, this will be calculated in these terms: expenditure of households, expenditure of firms, expenditure of government and net exports. Expenditure of households means everything that comes under household expenditure. For consumption purpose, whatever all households are spending, that comes under expenditure of household. Expenditure of firms, every firm spend a lot of amount for electricity bills, for rents, for wages. Not only that, electricity bills, water bills, diesel, petrol, purchasing of vans, all those expenditures of firms will be calculated. And expenditure of government spends in so many ways. What about the defense, police, roads and buildings, maintenance of city? All these expenditures comes under expenditure of government. Plus net exports, whatever being produced in the country, they will be exported. Those exports also earns the amount. It will get some amount from outside. They will be added into this expenditure. Then we will get expenditure method national income calculation. So we have three methods of calculating national income: output method, that also called as inventory, product, commodity and service method. That is one method. Second is income method or net income at factor cost method. In this, 4 factors income will be calculated. That is rent for land, wages to labor, interest to capital, profit to organizer. When you put together, then you will get the national income. That is what? Income method. But one thing should be remembered: transfer payment should not be included. And in the first one, only final goods and services should be calculated. Third one, expenditure method. In this method, expenditure of households, expenditure of firms, expenditure of government plus income from net exports will be calculated. Okay. Now we will see these are the different methods of calculations of national income. What is the easiest method? You will see it 2 levels. What is the easiest method? The easiest method is, if you see in the textbook, you will see expenditure method. But in India, expenditure method is not applicable. To calculate an expenditure method, you should have lot of data, statistical data. But in India, being still not digitalized totally 100%, and people not having all the calculations, and most of the times they are illiterates, that's why we are not going with expenditure method, but we are going with output method and income method. These are the 2 methods we are applying in our India. One is output, this is specially for agricultural products, and next income. Okay, with this we will come to a conclusion of national income calculation methods. Okay, the last topic of this national income is estimates of national income in India. Okay, how the estimation will happen? It will be done by CSO. Okay, it started in 1949. Okay, Central Statistical Organization. CSO means Central Statistical Organization, and we started from 1949. Okay, we divide total 13 sectors to estimate the national income. We divide them into 13 sectors, and those 13 sectors are made into 5 groups. 13 sectors turned into 5 groups. Those 5 groups here I am going to tell you: primary sector, secondary sector, third transport, communication and trade under one group, fourth group finance and real estate, that is the fourth group, under fifth group community and personal services. We made 5 groups. Let me read those 5 groups again. The first group is primary sector, second group is secondary sector, third group is transport, communication and trade group, fourth finance and real estate group, fifth group community and personal services. Under these 5 groups there are 13 different sectors. They divided 13 different divisions or segments. Those 13 segments are again put back into 5 groups. We will see under which group what we study, under which group what are the different segments comes under. We will see that now. Under primary sector we will study agriculture, logging, forestry, fishing, mining and quarrying. Here you need to understand all these things comes under primary sector. Under 5 groups, under the first group, that is primary sector, we will put back or put these segments to study, to estimate. For the estimations of national income, we need to put different groups. Those are 5 groups. Under 5 groups, actually there are 13 sectors. Those 13 sectors divided into 5 groups. The first group is primary sector. Under that, agriculture, logging, forestry, fishing, mining and quarrying. Here you may be getting the doubt, what is logging? Logging means in the forest we cut the wood, they are called as logs. Okay, so these things comes under primary sector. What are the things under secondary sector? Let us see. Manufacturing, construction, communication, gas and water supply, all these things comes under secondary sector. Secondary sector is containing manufacturing and construction, communication, gas and water supply. It means most of the times it is included with public sector as well as private sector. Okay, now we will see the third one. What is the third one? Transport, communication and trade. Under this group we will study about railways, storage, that is storage means what it is, godowns and warehouses, those are all comes under that. Railways, warehouses, communication, trade, hotels and restaurants, this all comes under third segment. Under the third group we will see railways, storage, trade, hotels, restaurants, etc., etc. Okay, now we will see the fourth one. What it is? Finance and real estate. We will study finance and real estate group. Under the group of finance and real estate we will see banking, insurance and real estate. You know what is real estate? Buying and selling of lands or buildings or big estates comes under real estate. Actually this earns a lot of income to the government. Under registration you need to pay a lot of amount to the registration office, that becomes income of government. And the fifth one, as it is we see, fifth one, community and personal services. Under this community and personal services group we will see defense, public administration, all those things. Like under public administration your RTO comes, police department comes, and defense, air force, army and naval force, submarine force, all this will be included into that one. In this way we have 5 groups. Under these 5 groups there are 13 sectors. With the calculation of those 13 sectors we will estimate national income in India. National income of India is estimated by making the total economy into 13 segments, and those 13 segments put under 5 groups. Under these 5 groups we make the calculations, that is Central Statistical Organization makes the calculations. With the help of those calculations we will come to a conclusion of what is the national income condition, whether it is increasing or decreasing. So today we learned what are the calculation methods of national income, that is output, inventory, product, commodity, service method is one method. Second method is income method. Third is expenditure method. Under the first method we take all the quantities of commodities and they will be multiplied by their market prices and they will be added with net income from abroad. For this all the quantities we take only final goods and services, and we multiply those final goods and services with market prices. So this is it, GNP at market price or national income at market price. Next, income method or national income at factor cost method. 4 factors revenue will be calculated here. 4 factors gets there: land revenue, labor wage, capital interest, organization profit. Put together national income will be the result. Here we don't include transfer payments, so we do not going to include that. And expenditure method, expenditure of one will become income of another. Income of someone is expenditure of someone. So we calculate expenditure of households, expenditure of firms, expenditure of government plus net exports, whatever been exported, that income also added into this one. Okay, and these are the estimates of national income in India by CSO, started in 1949, and all that what we calculate will be made into 13 segments, though 13 segments put under 5 groups: primary sector, secondary sector, transport and communication trade, finance and real estate, community and personal services. With this, our 7th chapter is being completed. So we learned what was in the 7th chapter of first year.